Nora.
Well,
All
hello,
right.
boys and girls. It's when we feel like 8 o'clock. I'm with
Hey
Ranj from
guys.
Campers Comparison. Everybody knows Ranj in the land now. I don't need to tell you about it. Everybody knows. Doing soccer right now, doing soccer picks. Oh, well, kind of. It's kind of ending up there.
Yeah. Nicaraguan ended. Now I have just Belarus. Thinking about taking on one of the stands, Turkmenistan or Tajikistan, but haven't decided which yet. So,
Yeah.
but
Anyways, it's good times. Go check them out there. Campers Comparison. We already did. We're doing New Jersey Devils. We did Edmonton. We did a whole bunch. Go check them out. They're awesome. They're awesome. But we did New Jersey Devils already, but it went way too long. So we're going to get right into it right now. What we're doing is looking at the future of the New Jersey Devils, who they may sign, free agents, what their worst contract is, stuff like that. And we're doing that
yep.
right now. So what do you
Yeah, we
throw,
gotta
throw something at me
speed
here?
through
Right?
it.
Yes,
First
sir.
of all, let's talk about their cap space. What?
Shitloads.
Yeah, bunch. They got like a ton of money to spend.
28 million cap space.
All right. Now I'm just gonna. So we'll go right through. Right. Start off with the forwards who are going to be RFA or UFA 2020. We got Jesper Bratt.
That's the most important one.
Yep.
I think with the year he had halfway through the season, he's shown improvement. He's always showing he's got what it takes. He's 21 years old. He's been playing for like 2 years already, and he's just maturing right now. I'll just tell you, I love the kid. I love, 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 love. If you got
How much do you think he's going to be worth?
if we got 28 million in cap space right now, and we'll talk about more in the future here, I'm signing this guy as long as I can. I'd give him 5 million for the next 8 years, and if he'll take it right now, I would be like, woo! If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but sometimes you got to gamble, and a lot
I
of
think
people
that's
would,
a fair price.
yeah, a lot of people would say, well, you don't know yet, or blah 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 blah. I saw enough of that kid. We'll see if I'm right, but I like 5 million for the full.
Put it this
Get
way,
him wrapped up.
they right now they're paying Nikita Gusev 4.5 million, and Bratt has 16 goals in 60 games. Gusev 13 goals in 66 games. So already he's performing better, so he should get paid a little better.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like 5 million. I like
That
5
sounds
million.
about right to me.
We'll
So
see. We'll see what they give him, but
okay,
halfway
next
through
on the
that
list.
contract, it'll look beautiful. Okay, go ahead.
Next on the list is John Hayden. He looks like he's still at his entry level contract.
Yeah, they gave him a 1 year 7. He's like a fourth line guy. I like him. I'd give him like a couple of years at $1 million since I got cap room. Good fourth line guy. No reason to not give him a little bit. That's what I would do with that. Somewhere around there.
All right. Kevin Rooney, how about him?
I think we got kids that can fill his role. I like him, but it's hard to say. Give him 700,000.
He's UFA, so you can
give him the bare minimum, like 700,000, and if you got to send him to the minors, then okay. Like, yeah, he's good. He's a good, hardworking guy. So
okay. Joseph Anderson.
Minor league guy. He put up some decent numbers last year. They seem to like him a lot. He was a 3rd-round pick in 2016, kind of working his way up in the minors. Got 34 points in 44 games last year. I think they're going to give him a shot, and he's a restricted free agent, you say? So they'll give him like 800,000 to see what he can do or something like that.
He's already at 925.
Yeah, well, that's the end of his entry level. So
so he's going to get a pay cut, you think?
Because you're talking about a one-way contract now. See, those entry-level contracts are $925 if he plays in the NHL, but if he plays in the minors, he's only making $70,000 a year. So now what you're going to do is you're going to give him an $800,000 contract, but he gets that if he's in the minors or if he's in the NHL.
Oh, I see.
See,
Okay.
I
Well,
think
how
he'd be
long is that contract usually?
I'm
Couple
just gonna
years?
we're just gonna give him 1 year and see how he does. And I'm
Okay.
pretty sure his agent's gonna be cool with that because they want it's what they call a show me contract. Show me what you can do.
Okay. So that's it for the forwards. Let's moving on to defense now. We have first Mirko Mueller.
Mirko Mueller has been a slow progress defenseman. He started out in San Jose. He's kind of struggled to find his niche, but again, when Dean, who took over from is the coach for the New Jersey Devils, he took over for Hines halfway through the season, and a lot of these players started playing a lot better under him. Mueller was one of them. He started giving him a lot of confidence by throwing him up in the top four and letting him make mistakes and stuff. I think they're going to give him the same contract, 1.4 million. Do
Mm-hmm.
it for another year, and then we'll talk after that. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, he does have arbitration rights too.
They could give him a 2 or 3 year at 1.4 if they really feel confident that he can be a top four defenseman, and then they're getting great value on him. So that's possible too.
Okay. Dakota Mermis.
Dakota Mermis, I love stories like this. Like he played in the EHL, which is like below the minors for a little bit.
What's the EHL?
ECHL, East Coast League, which is
Huh.
like you're making like lunch money. You're not making much money, like $500 a week. You know, some of the guys are getting paid all right. They sign bigger contracts. They're star players, but most of them
Is
don't.
that like the New England states or something? I mean, where's this
It's
East Coast League?
it's got really weird names. I don't even like
Is it
follow it.
like Maine and maybe that over there, like
It's
Maine
like
and Canada?
it's like cheesy town names. Like they're not cities, but they're big towns,
Is it
and they have
Canadian?
hockey teams. There are Canadian teams, mostly U.S. though,
Huh.
like the Dawson City Wranglers or something like that. Like that. Like nobody's ever heard of them.
That'd be a killer hockey jersey to get though. One
But
of those
he's worked his
obscure.
way up through the AHL, and he's ready for a one-way contract, and I think they're going to give him 700,000 for 1 year, something like that.
Yeah, that's what
He's
he's
earned
at.
it.
So.
He's earned it, and that's awesome to see a guy do that. I love to see
How
a
about
guy.
Frederick Clayson?
Take him or leave it. Probably give him a two-way contract, just like he just had, 700,000, and then in the minors he'll get like 350,000 or 400,000.
Okay.
And if they need him, they'll bring him up, and he'll probably be happy with that. He seems to be just a NHL tweener.
How about he's injured, but Brian Strait, he's 32 years old. I don't know. I don't know what he's got left in him.
He'll sign a minor league contract or a two-way contract, nothing major. He's almost retired.
Okay, and the defender you wanted to talk about, Will Butcher. He's not up for contract yet,
Mm-hmm.
but you had him picked as the worst contract for the Devils.
Yeah, and I'll bring up the hockey guy here because we watched his stuff. We watched his stuff together to see what he has to say because he's a smart dude. He knows his stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very popular. And he was he was saying that his worst contract
Subban
was.
was
Sorry,
Subban, right? PK Subban was his worst contract, I think.
was it the worst contract? I thought it was Schneider. Was it Schneider or Subban?
Yeah, he said take your pick. That's what he said. Take your pick,
Actually, take
Schneider
your
or
pick,
Subban.
Schneider or Subban. Okay, PK Subban had a bad year last year, but he still has a lot to offer. He's a high impact defenseman that kind of needs to have people around him to play well. That's the thing. He won a Norris Trophy. He's got wheels. He's fast. He's exciting. People love to watch him. So sure, he didn't have a great year, and that $9 million doesn't look good. But you know what? He does put people in the seats still today, even
Oh
though he
yeah,
didn't put up huge points.
he's
So
a big name. You know,
yeah,
he's getting paid double the next guy in line.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it's only for 3 years. So, I mean, I think he's going to work his way out of it, and he'll work with the system, and things will turn out okay.
Especially
The
with
thing,
all the cap, they have to hit that ceiling you were saying. Remember?
they got to hit the
So
ceiling anyway, so you might as well have a guy that's going to bring people into the seats. The thing
yep.
about PK is he's not big on doing what the coach tells him to do. PK does what he wants to do, and that's what's frustrating for a lot of coaches. A little bit difficult when you got young players there too, you know.
Mm.
So he can
Yeah.
cause
Well,
friction in the room.
they don't have to worry about him until possibly the Seattle expansion draft. They might take him, but
They might
otherwise he's
put
good till 22.
if the coach really finds him annoying and saying I'm having a hard time with my young players because we have a veteran here that's not listening to me, they might put him out there and see if that minor league team will pick him up. Because what does a minor league team want? They want people in the seats, right?
Expansion team.
Or sorry,
Expansion team.
sorry, expansion. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, what does an expansion team want? They want people to put in the seats, right?
Right.
Like Fleury for Vegas puts people in the seats. He's well known. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. So, yeah,
So
they
Jersey
may
will probably allow him to get picked.
they
You think they're
may
gonna?
they may.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't, but they may. Uh, and what was the other one? It was Schneider would be the
Or
other one,
yeah.
and that's what Hockey Guy was saying, and I can understand that because Schneider has struggled for quite a while, for like the last 2 years.
Since we're
I
on to
don't.
that, Mackenzie Blackwood is also RFA in 2020.
We'll have to talk about that. Yeah. Um, and Mackenzie Blackwood will get about, before I go into Schneider, Mackenzie Blackwood will get about $4.5 million for the next 3-4 years, something like that, just like Bennington got, pretty much.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And so they're going to have a lot of money wrapped up in goaltenders that way, which could lead them to expose Corey. Well, like Corey Schneider will get exposed in the draft because they're gonna keep Mackenzie Blackwood. He's younger. There's no use. There's no reason to keep a 34-year-old guy that's just struggled a bit.
Mm.
Ultimately, what would be best for New Jersey is Corey Schneider keeps on lighting it up like he does, and they convince the expansion Seattle team, Kraken maybe, to pick him up. Maybe they give him a draft pick and say, hey, take Schneid's, let him, and Schneid will say, okay, they'll go over there, finish his career there. It'll lengthen his career if he goes there.
Yeah, for the Seattle Squatch.
Yeah, Squatch. Yeah, I like the Squatch. That's our name.
The Sasquatch.
Squatch. We should do a video on what we think they should be named. The Seattle Squatch. Not Sasquatch, the Seattle Squatch. Love that name. Anyway,
okay,
so
you want to talk about your worst contract, Will Butcher?
Back to Corey Schneider. The reason why he's not the worst
Okay.
contract is he went to the minors. He worked hard and he came back and he's doing freaking awesome now.
And he performed. Correct.
Put up some good numbers. So I would say that is not the worst contract when you have a guy like Will Butcher making $3.4 million, and now 2 or 3 coaches have benched him. Every time they change their coaches, they bench him because he can't play in his own zone. He just can't play in his own zone. He can't figure it out. He's only 25. He may pull it out. He may figure it out, but at this point, it's possible he doesn't. And at 3.7 million, that's a lot to sit on the bench. Subban's not sitting on the bench, and he's bringing people in the seats. Schneider worked his ass off, came back, and he's doing well. So I say Will Butcher is their worst. And I love you, Hockey Guy. I think his name's Shannon, but I disagree this time.
Okay, let's go through. I'm going to go through 6 rookies that Hockey Guy and we discussed that could come up and potentially fill out the shoes of a NFL or NHL full timer. Ready? Jan Cool Cannon.
Cool Cannon. Hey, you nailed it. Jan Cool Cannon. Yanni Cool Cannon. They got him from Carolina when they traded Vatanen. Vatanen was a good soldier for them, top 4 defenseman, but he was getting old. And so anyways, they traded him. One of the players they got back was Yanni Kuokanen. He came in, he got 6 points in 4 games in their minor leagues. He was putting up good points in the AHL, playing for a very poor, I can't remember Carolina's AHL team off the top of my head, but he was putting.
Was it Binghamton?
No, no.
Oh.
I'll look it up because we want to find out how many points he got anyways, real quick. Charlotte Checkers. He put up 42 points on a very weak Charlotte Checkers team. So I think he's ready. And I think they're going to try him even in the top 6, see what he can do. He can play center or left wing. I like him. I like him a lot. I think he's going to play next year, and I think he's going to be successful next year.
Okay. How about Jesper Boquist?
Jesper Boquist has got one of those guys that's got all the speed in the world, but his hands can't keep up to his speed. He only got like 4 goals, but they played him like 34 games, right? And he got like 4 to 6 goals or something like that in the NHL. It shows that their depth wasn't very good. Otherwise, he should be probably refining his game in the minors. But he's got the kind of speed that still creates. He still does something for your team, and he's a determined kid. He's a determined kid. He's going to be good. It's just a question of how much offense he's going to bring. I have a feeling he's going to be a third liner who plays solid but doesn't score much.
Maybe him and Jesper Bratt could be side to side, and they could be the Swedish Jespers, right? They're both from Sweden.
Yeah. I just don't think he's
just coincidence.
Offense.
That must be a popular name over there,
yeah,
Jesper.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, how about Nick Merkley? You heard about him?
Yeah, Nick Merkley. They got back. Was one of the guys that got back from Taylor Hall. He looks like he's going to be. It's going to be tough for him to make the NHL. If he does, he's going to be a 4th line energy type guy, but he's not that big. So he's got to find his niche. He's not a huge offensive guy. He's going to be in the minors for a while yet.
Okay. Here's that goalie, the Giles Sen. That's the one that you and Hockey Guy have a little disagreement on.
Yeah, he thinks Giles Sen's going to be ready to be the backup next year, possibly. I don't know. I think he said possibly. I don't think so. I think if Giles Sen is going to be ready to be in the NHL, he's one of those late bloomer guys, maybe around 26 years old. There's a lot of goaltenders like that. He's not ready now. I watched him, and he looks really shaky in the NHL. I think they're going to have to go get themselves a backup goaltender if they happen to lose Schneider. But until now,
Mackenzie Blackwood, he's the one that he's the RFA.
Yeah, they don't need Sen to be there unless one of them gets hurt and stuff.
Okay, how about next we have Nolan Foote.
Foote,
youngster, 19.
Yeah, he's just out of college. He was highly touted in his draft year, which was 2019. Tampa Bay picked him up late.
Has he played in NHL then?
No, he hasn't. He's only played at junior, and his point production has not increased as much as people thought that it would. He is a big boy. To me, he looks like he's going to be a 4th line guy in the NHL, and it's going to be a while before he sees NHL time.
Okay, and finally we have Ty Smith.
Beautiful guy, a great pick. Ty Smith is going to be fantastic. They're probably going to give him every opportunity to make the team next year, and I think he will. He put up ridiculous points in junior last year. He was probably ready to move up last year, but they gave him all the time that they could. He put up 59 points in 46 games in the Western Hockey League. That is pretty good for a forward, and he's a defenseman. Guys that put up those kind of numbers in junior generally turn out to be at least 40 to 50 point guys in the NHL. The only thing is I don't think he's all that big. 5'11", 180. He's going to have
5'11".
Yeah, he's
180.
5'11", 180 pounds. So we'll we'll see how he does physically, but I think he's just so smart that he's probably going to be able to play pretty close to right away. But they may give him like what they call sheltered minutes, where they 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 keep him in the offensive zone as much as they possibly can for offensive draws and stuff like that. And they may put him down in the minors up and down a little bit for him to, if his confidence starts to wane. But I love the kid. Smart, smart, smart defenseman. He's going to be probably their number one defenseman in the next 2 or 3 years, and everybody's going to love him there. He's great. He's great. Oh no, I lost you.